All right, well, this is their first time ever serving at Fountain Springs. This is going to be this weekend. Awesome. All right. Who just lied, Danielle? Thank you. You fit right in. Raise your hand for everything. That's elementary. All right. All right, very cool. There you go. Well, first of all, let me introduce our lead team. Anybody in the teal shirts, they are here to serve you. If you have any questions, turn to them first. All right, they are supposed to know the answer. If they don't, they'll find out the answer. All right. Feel free to talk to somebody else they might know. But we on the normal weekend we have blue shirts and orange shirts. This weekend it's going to be teal and gray. We decided to just change everything, right? But usually the blue shirt folks are here for the kids, and the orange shirts are here to serve those in the blue shirts. So this weekend, turn to a teal person, and we'll do our best to help you out, okay? So, over here, Miss Sarah. Sarah's in the back there. Danielle, next to her. Seated on the floor with the long blue sleeves is Andrea. All right. Sienna didn't put her teal shirt on. Oh, they didn't give you one. All right, well, yeah. All right, Kara is in the back here, and Ken. Dawn is over there. Did I miss any of us, the rest of our team, our lead team? Okay. They all serve every weekend down here. They know the drill, and they can help you out, okay? What we're going to be going over, I didn't get one of those. All right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly go through this. I'm not going to totally read everything to you, but I'm going to hit the highlights. On the back is a map. One map is most of the area that we'll be using. I think that's on the very back. If you come in the first interstate entrance at the Civic Center, which I believe is the northwestern door. Anybody want to contradict me on that? Okay. That's going to be the main entrance. You can come in through the other doors, but if you come in through the first interstate door, the orange small room 101 is on the corner. That's where you volunteers can check in. That room will be open earlier than the regular check-in, and you can check your kids in there, and you can grab all that you need will be in there. There will be some folks in there that will help you out so you know where you're going. And then you can head back out, and you're going to head right through that long yellow check-in corridor. Elementary is in the orange and green. You can see it on there. All right. And then if you open up, the other page is a blow-up of what the elementary zone will look like. The worship theater is where our service will be happening. At the top of the page, there's the wide open space that will have all the bounce houses and inflatables in there. All right. When we arrive, kids will be checking in over there. They can bounce on the bouncers. We'll have some other options going on as well. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly skim through these pages. You can, if you have questions, you can ask them at the end because I'm easily distracted and I won't know where I was. So you'll get your shirts afterwards. This group, you will want a shirt that says, "I love my church." It's gray. All right. There are some shirts that say, "Kids love my church," that are gray. Those are for check-in people. You're just doing this on purpose to distract me?
He has a question.
Oh, you're going to distract me on behalf of him. And you are going to what? I was just about to answer. Let's wait till after because I did spend a lot of time putting this together. Let's see if I can answer your questions preemptively, Austin. All right. All right. So wear your "I Love My Church" shirt. You can grab those on the way out upstairs. Again, make sure you don't get a "Kids Love My Church" shirt. And I'm not going to try to say that too many more times. Okay. First interstate entrance. Please be here 45 minutes to an hour early if you possibly can. It's very important. We want you in place. And you'll need some time to get your kids in place. If you have to check them in, we want to get everybody settled. So when the kids start arriving, we are ready. We've got our game face on. We are cheering them on and excited that they're here and making them feel welcome. All right? Check in at room 101 to receive a printed name tag. We're not going to wear our lanyards this weekend. We're not going to do any of that stuff, not the photo IDs. Your stickers, they should be yellow if you check in the teacher check-in room. They will not say staff. They will have a 3-digit code on them. Those of you who serve regularly say, "Hey, what's up with this? That I'm checking in as a child." That's okay. There are no ratios. There are no room caps this weekend. Just run with it. All right? Don't worry about it. Okay? In the teacher check-in room, there will be 2 staffed check-in computers to help you. If you know what you're doing, you can go to one of these self-check-in computers as well. There you go. After you've taken your own kids to class, head to our serving area, which I told you where that was. Okay? And I already talked about the t-shirts. Second page. All right. If somebody shows up with an Easter basket and they're still with their parent, try to encourage the parent to take the basket, because I'm not doing an Easter egg hunt. They don't need it. We don't want to be responsible for making sure they don't lose it. So try to coats Easter baskets as much as possible. Let's try to get them to stay with the grown-ups. All right? For the 30 minutes before service starts, and really a little bit longer than that because we will have some of your kids earlier, we have the arrival time, which is either the bounce houses. We'll also have some crafts in the main theater area. We will have to clean those up before we start service. So crafts will shut down a little bit earlier so we can clean that up before we bring in all the sweaty bouncer kids. All right? So on the idea of bounce houses, actually I'm going to come up to that in just a second. So, all right. Most of you, we will need to be in amongst the inflatables. It's a big job to staff that. We want to make sure they're having a good time. Some kids will have a good time on their own. Some might need a little help. All right. Some might need a little guidance. So we want to cheer them on, help them take turns, play appropriately. Remind them to keep track of their shoes when they come off of an event. If they come off and they're barefoot, say, hey, don't wear your shoes. Let's get them. Otherwise, it takes forever to get them into a service once we start. But before they ever get on an event, one of the biggest problems we had last year was the war between name tags and bounce houses, because the bounce houses like the name tags more than the clothes do. So anytime any child goes into an inflatable event, you will all be issued a Sharpie marker, and you will write their 3-digit or 4-digit code on their hand. All right, because that won't peel off. All right, don't put on their palm because that could sweat off. Put on the back of their hand. All right, if the marker does not leave a mark on their skin, we'll have to get creative. So anyway, don't use the markers to write or draw anything else on the children. Okay. I shouldn't have to say that, but I do have to say that. Okay, help the kids enjoy themselves. We will dim the lights in there and announce that the inflatables are shutting down. So, amongst yourselves, those that you're working with, serving with, your big kids, you can work this out. We'll need some of you to lead the way into the worship area. We'll need some of you to help kids find their shoes and get the stragglers moving along. And I'll need a few of you, if you're regulars, you know we have to turn off the video games. Well, same kind of thing. Once as an area around an inflatable is clear, there's no kids left in it, there's no kids behind it, let's go and hit the switches on the fans. If you can figure that out, there's a big switch on all the fans, and they will slowly wilt and be quiet. So once we start our service, we want them all out. The one change from last year we had a solid wall between the bounce houses and the worship area. We're making our worship area a little bit bigger, so that wall will not be there. It will just be pipe and drape. So we definitely want those all to be quiet. Okay? So amongst yourselves, just, cheer the kids on. Hey, come on, we're going to go in. Be excited. If you're not excited, I want you to fake it for an hour, okay? You can do it. All right? We want these kids to have an awesome experience. Once we get into the worship venue, the worship theater, we're going to start with a couple of songs. The first one will start before even everybody's in there. By the end of the second song, I expect that we should have everybody in place. If you have stragglers, talk to one of our teal shirts, and they will go in there and drag them out. All right. Just kidding. But we'll want them all in there by the end of the second song. After the second song, we will do what we call dividing into teams. Now, if you see this room, on a normal weekend, we've got these little marks on the floor. Normally the way that works is, all right, all the kindergartners head over here to the square. Make a circle around Teacher Danielle. She's going to be your team captain. All right, we will have marks on the floor. They will probably all just be X's. And we'll let you know where your X is and what team you're serving with. When you come in to check in, find one of the teal shirts in the worship area. They will give you your Sharpie at the beginning, and they'll point out where your X is. and where your, oh, it's right here. Okay, we have a bunch of boxes like this. There's not a lot in here, but this will be your team box. There will be several of you on each team, 3 to 4 hopefully. In most cases, four teachers per group, per grade anyway. You need only one of these per group. You don't need one for every leader. But what's in here? Divide into teams. We're going to be sitting in circles. Ideally, the kids are sitting in a circle facing the middle, and you are seated at the back of the circle so that you can see what's going on the stage and still see your kids. All right. Some of you can intersperse around the circle, but I definitely don't all sit at the front of the circle because then you can't see who you're responsible for. Inside the box is a clipboard. It says roll sheet on it. It's got which service you're in, the grade, and who the leaders are. You can fill those in. Divide into teams, I'm going to give you about 3 minutes to meet your team, to talk with them. Hey, I love that. I love your hat. What a pretty dress. I want you to get their names early. Go around the circle, do them in order. Maybe it will help you later. If you've done this before, we did it at the altar call time. You're trying to get everybody's name written down, and you'd never have time. So we're going to get their names earlier. Use their names as much as possible throughout the day. Use the names of your fellow leaders, so you're going to want to learn those. All right? Hey, how are you doing? Oh, great. Hey, you're sitting over there by Teacher Nick. All right, cool. Use names as much as possible. It helps build connections, but we want to get all their names on your sheet. We're not exactly taking roll by this. The roll is taken by the computer, but we just want to be able to track. If they make a decision for Christ this weekend, we want to know about it so we can write them a letter, send them a package, send them something to commemorate that. Am I going too fast? I've been running all day long. You following me okay? All right, cool. Well, you're here now. Now I'm excited. This is the fun part. All day long it's just been getting stuff done. All right. So there should be some more Sharpies in here. I've got to remember to get some regular pens in here so you don't have to write on this with a Sharpie, but we'll get there. These will be located on the south wall of the worship center, the worship area, which is the wall between the orange room and the giant black square. That's where they will be located. You don't have to take it into the bounce areas with you during arrival time, but once you come in, go grab it and find your X on the floor if you can. All right? Where was I? So during that team huddle, you can take roll, get the names down, try to use their names, collect any offering that they may have brought. After this, the first thing we will do will be to remind you, those that haven't turned in their offering, we want to make sure we get that. There will be a Ziploc bag in here as well. You can just stick the offering inside the Ziploc bag, put it in there. If you still have some time, you can play a guessing game, 20 questions, something sitting down, no duck, duck, goose. All right? You probably won't finish the game. Don't stress out about it. It's just a time killer. Okay? Then the service will start in earnest. Okay? We'll have some more songs. We'll have some games, some memory verses, the Bible story with some creative stuff up on the stage. We'll have some skits. There are a couple video segments. We have at present, about 62 minutes of content and, in theory, a 70-minute window to do that in. That's with no downtime, and there will be some lags here and there. So we should be just about right on target. Your role is, during this time, while large group is going on the stage, your job is to engage with the kids, help them engage with what we're doing. All right? If they're fussing with their neighbor or just, they got their back to the stage, they're just not engaged and distracting other kids, we want to encourage them, hey, you don't want to miss this. Let's check this out. Why don't you listen with us? All right? Speak positive words. Try to help them engage with what we're doing. We want them to hear the story and internalize it. We want them to hear God's word. It's all based on the Bible, and we believe the Bible changes lives. So we just want them to hear it, and the Holy Spirit can do the rest. All right? So, remind active and noisy children. Oh, when we play games, when we choose people to come up on stage, we only choose people that have been sitting still during sitting still time and joining in when joining in time. All right? So, encourage them to sit still and be polite. If a child needs to use the restroom, if you look on the back of the map, the restrooms are right on either side of the word enter, near the word food court. It doesn't actually have them labeled, but that's where they are. They're at the back of the room. You can send them back. They won't go through the doors. They won't be allowed out of the area, but send them back to the bathrooms. None of us will be in the kids' bathrooms. If you need to use the restroom, you'll have to go all the way out. It's actually around past room 101 where you checked in. It's in that black block underneath room 101. But no adults in the kids' bathrooms. Standard weekend policy as well. Like on the weekend, if we're serving in here, that's the kids' bathroom right there. If we gotta go, we gotta go all the way upstairs. So I encourage you to take care of that in advance if you possibly can. All right. We're going to get to the fun stuff in a minute here. I'm just getting through the boring stuff here. Policies. Bathrooms. Yeah. If one of the kids seems to have been gone too long, you think they might just be horsing around in the bathroom or something like that, let one of our teal shirt leaders know and they will handle that. All right? All right. When we get to the end of the Bible story, there will be a salvation response time. We'll ask two questions. The first question will be, hey, many of us have already found peace with God. We have asked Jesus to be the king of our life. We've said, I'm not going to live for me anymore. I want to live for Jesus now. How many of you have done that before? Raise your hands. Okay, great. And that's the first question, and you can check off their names on the column on here. It says, accepted Christ before. If you don't get all these, it's not a big deal. It's the next question that we really want to good tracking on. And if they raise their hand both times, that's fine. Check them both times. All right? The second one is, now some of you have never done that before. You're still living for yourself or living for someone else. We want to follow God with our whole life. We want to trust Him, and He will bring us the peace that we need. If you've never done that before, pray this with us. If you did that for the first time, raise your hand. And those kids, hopefully you've already got their names written down. You can figure out who's who and check them off as quick as you can before you forget. All right? That's what that sheet is all about, so that we can follow up with them later. All right? We want to make sure that we get to celebrate this big moment in their life. We send them a little commemorative card that says, hey, April 4th, 2015 was the day you asked Jesus into your heart, into your life. And we follow up with them that way. So that's the salvation response. I'm on to the last page here. At dismissal time, easily the most complicated part of our day. All right? So what we're going to do, when the service is over, we're going to migrate the kids. Let's stick together as our teams. All right? We may dismiss you in chunks. All right, kindergarten girls, go now. All right, good. Kindergarten boys, go now. And there are around the, if you look at the purple page, the page where our area is purple, around that red perimeter, it's a 3-foot high curtain, but there are posts that stand up and they say, pick up second graders here, pick up third graders here, pick up fourth grader, and so on. So take your team inside the perimeter where all the deflated inflatables are and have them sit near you in a huddle. And not up against the curtain, in always from the curtain, but in that area, and keep them together. And we will have runners, some of the teal shirt leaders. If you have several leaders in your group, 2 or 3 of you can stay with the kids and engage them with some sort of game or talking about whatever. What was your favorite part of the service? Did you like that song? Did you like that game? What did you think about those invisible tomatoes? That kind of a thing. And then when a parent comes, the runner, the person at the curtain will come over. They will say, all right, Miss Shauna, which one of your kids is, and we'll give the name, and then we'll take those kids back and forth. We don't want the kids up moving around. We want to keep them seated. So be as positive as you can in telling them to sit back down. All right? All parents, all security tags will be matched with the tag or with the number on their hand. All right? If you are matching a tag, we want you to match it out loud. Read the number out loud. Say, okay, XYM, that matches. Very good. All right, you may go. And if you have a parent that has lost their tag, have them see one of us teal shirts. Teal shirt leaders, we will have one of our check-in computers, the entire thing with a printer and everything. We can actually print new name tags for a child that has lost theirs. If a parent has lost theirs, we'll need to do the check the ID, write it in the book, all that sort of thing. So, and those of you, usually I handle that. I need you to help me with some of that. So if you don't know how to do that, check in with me afterwards, all right? If a child tells you My mom told me to meet her in the parking lot. No, no. Say, well, she can come tell me about that because, yeah, everybody is picked up by the person with their tag, all right, and nobody else. If you have a child that's got a yellow name tag, that means their parent is somewhere else. Do not take it upon yourself to take them to their parent. All right, just wait. Just hang in there. Be patient. If you got to go, talk to a teal shirt leader to take charge of them. But don't take them looking all over the Civic Center for their parent while their parent is looking for them. All right. Shouldn't have to say that, but I do. All right. Once all your kids have been picked up, you can return your team box back to the south wall of the worship theater so it can be prepped for the next service. If you want to help with that, that would be awesome. We just need to get all the used papers out of there and dump the offering into a common deal and then have it ready for the next service if there is one. We will have security team all over the place. I'm not sure how we will recognize them. There's a certain color of wristband, and I was supposed to be able to tell you that, but I forgot what it is. If you see somebody with a colored wristband, the different colors mean different things. Some might be the photography team if they're in there taking videos or something like that. There might be security team. You might see some kids with them. There's not very many of them. I think there's about 8 kids between the age of, how old is Claire? 8 and 12 that are on the puppet team. And they are doing a performance in the preschool area. But some of them do not want to miss out on the bounce houses. So some of them may be in the bounce houses until the bounce houses close down. If they've got that colored wristband, that means, and they will have an I Love My Church shirt, and you'll be able to recognize them. They're involved. That's the puppet team, and then they're going to go over to elementary. But there's a leader that's going to be helping them with that. Does that make sense? Okay. Security's there. If you need something, talk to the teal shirts. They will call security for you. We'll have a few radios. All right. After we're all done, we have snacks for you back in the room 101, the teacher check-in room. Go on back there. We have a gift for you, and we are so glad you got to be a part of the day. All right. Questions at this point? Any questions so far? Yes, Austin. Can you? We would like you to help the kids use the bounce houses. You can probably manage to get in them periodically, but don't forget that you are also there. You're there for the kids. The day is about the kids. It's not about me. Shall we get out the bridge creed? The next hour is not about me. It is about the kids. I will put on a helpful, smiling face.
Helping hand in a friendly word.
That's right. To make their experience the best it can be. All right. Our 5th graders recite that creed before they go serve every time. I forgot your name.
Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hi. How many kids are we expecting?
It's hard to say. Adding the Saturday night service is a brand new dynamic, and I don't know how it's going to shake out. If the volunteers are any indicator of how everybody else is going to attend, then we're going to probably have Saturday night's going to be big. 9 a.m. is going to be big. 11 o'clock is going to be kind of smaller. We have 3 to 4 leaders in each grade, and last year I think we had no more than, I think our biggest group might have been like 22 or something, like 25, somewhere in there. If it's really big and we have 4 solid leaders, we'll split them. All right, boys here, girls there. Oh, we might split them again. All right, and we may move you from 1st grade to 2nd grade. If you are a regular volunteer and you already have a rapport with a certain age group, Miss Patty, I'm not going to move Miss Patty out of the 4th grade ever, 5th grade, whatever it is. All right, because she's invested in those kids and she knows them and they know her and they trust her. So if you've got a rapport with certain kids, I love that. That's what I want to see. If you're like, hey, I jump around wherever you need me, we may move you around as needed. If we suddenly discovered all of the 1st graders came to the 9 o'clock service. It happens. It's weird. So just be flexible. I know you will. It's going to be a lot of fun. Other questions? Kara?
Security at the back doors so nobody can squirt out.
Yes. Yes, there will be security at the back door so nobody squirts out. All right. Other questions? All right. Yes.
I want to clarify that during the salvation response, is that something you're leading?
Yes, we're leading it from the stage. We're having them raise their hands. You're watching whose hands go up. And afterwards, you can cheer them on. Awesome, Mary. I'm so glad you made that choice for the first day. This is a big day. It's like your birthday all over again. You can celebrate with that with them. Let them know that all of heaven is rejoicing because they have decided to trust their life to God. All right? Yes, Miss Dawn.
Where is the first aid kitchen?
We don't know. Probably back by the craft area.
Okay.
Right next to the razor blades. Yeah. Right between the razor blades and the flamethrower. Okay. Yeah. All right. What? I was joking, Andy. I was joking. All right. Well, right now, we have some policies here at church. If you've taken new volunteer orientation, you might be aware of them. Like up in the nursery, guys are not allowed to change diapers. That's one of our policies. Adults are not allowed in the kids' bathroom. That's another policy. Another one of our policies is during worship time, you're not allowed to be a lump on the log. All right? So what we're going to do right now is the worship team is going to come up. They're going to teach me and you one of our songs. All right? If you feel silly doing this, then you're doing it right. All right? Guys, look at me. The boys in the room will see the stage, what's going on the stage, and they will look around. And if they see you going crazy, they're like, oh, okay, it's all right. Because boys are insecure. I know. I are one. All right? So we want to convince them that it's okay to do this. All right? All right, so those coffee drinks, can we put them on the back wall? Because it's going to get crazy in here. All right? It's going to get crazy. We might even dim the lights a little bit. All right? Oh, you know what? Hey, Michael, come on back. One more, a new member of our team. Come on in. I want you to welcome Michael Summers, all the way from Texas. He is our children's ministry resident pastor. He's just started. He's going to be here with us next 2 years. He's going to be working with me for us, and he's a graduate of Christ for the Nations International University, something like that. You just call it CFNI. All right, but he just got here. He made the trip early so he could be here with us for Easter. But you're going to see him around for the next 2 years at least. All right. So welcome, Michael, to Rapid City. All right, another Michael. That's right.
Oh my goodness.
So take it away. Okay.
Yeah. That's why they
It's a
don't
good
work
thing I
anymore.
can catch. All right. So when we do this with the kids, sometimes I give out points for the kids who are like most into it. So I don't have points for you guys, but maybe I'll find chocolate or something to give whoever is super into it. Our first song is Happy Day, and it's pretty easy. The biggest thing is we're just gonna get really excited. There's a lot of yelling and jumping and having fun. So let's get started.
You guys have to do
We're
it
gonna
too.
start with O.
It's an O.
Oh. Oh, I'm waiting for. Oh, we can start the music.
Are we just doing?
Yeah, I think we're just gonna do it.
Okay,
We're gonna
you get a
do it.
crash course.
It's easiest to do it.
But you know the song. So we need volume.
We need way more volume.
We got no volume. Start it over. That's okay. Can you? I might have to move this probably. Alright.
Oh, happy day, you wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, I'll never be the same.
The greatest day in history. The death is beaten, you have rescued me. Sing it out, Jesus is alive. The empty cross, the empty grave, life eternal, you have won the day. Shout it out, Jesus is alive.
Very loud.
He's alive. Oh, happy day, when you wash my sin away. happy day. I'll never be the same. When I stand in that place, free at last, meeting face to face. I'm yours, Jesus, you are mine. Endless joy, perfect peace. Earthly pain finally will cease. Celebrate, Jesus is alive. He is alive. Oh, happy day, when you wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, I'll never be the same. Forever I am changed. What a glorious day, what a glorious reign, that you have saved me. Oh, what a glorious day, what a glorious name. Happy day, you wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, I'll never be the same. Oh, happy day, when you wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, I'll never be the same. Woo!
All right.
Even more awesome than the kids.
This is what we're going to do. Dylan, Noah, give us a little light. This is what we're going to do. We're actually going to divide into teams right now before we do one more song. So, if you know what age group you're supposed to be serving with, well, actually, if you don't know what grade you're working with, raise your hand. If you're not sure, okay. Where did the paper go? Miss Dawn, do you have that paper?
It's
Who had it last? Back of the sound booth. All right, if you know you're working with the kindergartners, come over, stand by the square over here. If you know you're with the first graders, go to the triangle right there. Second graders, down by the cross right there. Third graders, back by the hashtag. Fourth graders on the star. Fifth graders on the pentagon. Okay. Some of you did not get assigned yet. First graders are at the triangle. Kindergartners at the square. All right, if you know where you're at, raise your hand with the number of fingers like Miss Patty's going to put up before because she's over. If you're not sure where to go, all right. If you don't know where to go, who are you? Josh Bolts, first grade. Who else? Katie Buell. What service are you? 11, thank you. Katie Buell, where'd you go? Oh, come on, this can take forever, isn't it? No, you're fourth grade. Fourth grade. Who else doesn't know? What's your name? Lydia Schumacher. What era? What? Oh, okay, not assigned. Just come on over here, Lydia. Lydia, Jessica Holsworth, Rachel Paulson, Stacy Bayon, Daniel Friedrich, Madison Cowan. I don't know the answer for you. Hang out here for a second. Who else doesn't know where they are?
Costello.
Costello?
Yeah, she said third and fifth grade.
Third and fifth grade. Which? Oh, right there. Yes. Okay, third grade. Third grade. Cool. Shauna. Oh no, you're not raising your hand. Which one are you? You're Tyler, right? Tyler. Help me out here. Tyler Barrett, right? I don't have you on here, Tyler. You go with Austin to the third grade. All right, you and Austin will be in the third grade, unless you don't want to be with Austin. No, I don't have you. No, you're not on it. For either. You'll float third hour. That's it. Okay. Anybody else not know? Make a circle around your symbol. I want to see nice circles. I will give points to the team with the most circular circle. Good job, Corey. All right.
Go Corey.
Are any of you going to be here at? Are you guys all 11 o'clock? You're all 11? 11, 11, 11, 11, 11? Okay, cool. Fourth grade. Who wants fourth grade? Anybody? Fourth grade. What's your name? Lydia Schumacher, fourth grade with Katie. Katie, where are you? Raise your hand, Katie. You can go over there with Katie. You'll be serving with her. Lydia Schumacher. And who else went over there? Okay. He's just with you. You're not.
Nobody.
You're nobody. Okay. I'm sorry. Hi, nobody. All right. Do you have an age preference?
No.
11 o'clock?
Yes.
Let's put you with first grade. What's your name?
Madison.
Madison. Oh, I'm going to do it like this. First grade, yeah. And there's Lydia. Lydia went to. Where did I put you, Lydia? Fourth grade? All right. Jessica. Jessica, do you have a preference? Kindergarten, Jessica.
Who's first grade? First grade.
Kindergarten over here, Jessica. Oh, that doesn't look like a K. All right, Rachel. I'm going to put you. Which one of you is Rachel? Fifth grade. Fifth grade with Miss Corey. There she is, Corey. All right. Who? That was Rachel Paulson. All right, Stacy. How do I say it? Bayon? Bayon. All right. Do you have a preference? First grade. First grade it is. Head on over there. Daniel, where are you? Daniel, I'm sorry to make you wait till last. All right. Do you have a preference?
Nope.
All right. We could use some extra help with the. I'm going to put you in second grade because one of your main leaders is on stage a lot. So,
Okay.
second grade.
I don't really know what time it was either.
Oh, you don't know if it was not 11?
No,
Okay.
I'm not sure. I got to check with my wife because we signed up at the same time.
Okay. All right.
And we're going to be coming at the same
Okay.
time.
That's fine. All right.
Be good to know, right?
Josh, I put you in.
I know where I'm at.
I just show up.
Where are you putting my wife?
Elise is right here.
Second grade's right here.
She's in second.
Second grade, yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
She's at home, so I
All right.
just got to.
Eric Johnson is going to be with you. Josh, he's like 4 inches taller than you. You won't miss him. All right. Okay. Now, you're in your teams. We're going to do one more song. What song are we doing?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. If you can remember the name of the song, say yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
All right. Take it away, Miss Sarah.
All right, so were you guys tired after the first song?
Yeah.
Because this one is going to make you way more tired than the last one. All right, the biggest part of this song is there's going to be a part where we have to say, yes, we can. And you put your fist in the air, and you yell, yes, we can! Let me hear you guys do it. 1, 2, 3.
Yes, we can!
All right,
Not bad.
that's the biggest part. There's a lot of movement in this song. We do some running. We do some being lost.
Alone.
Yeah, we're alone. We drive a little bit. So, you guys think you can do this? Are you ready?
we can!
Yes, we can. All right, Austin, hit it.
Come on. You just about got
I used to run around, round, so lost in all of my doubt. How is it possible to stay true when the whole world's coming up against you? But could it be that the spirit in you and me is the very thing that lets us say, yes, we can! And it's the reason that we raise our hands, and when we fall, we get it up again. So when they say we'll never make it, tell them again, yes, we can! Yes, we can! Yes, we can! Yes, we can! So take a look around. So many people knocked down. Now if you're moving to the power of love, then take a hand and help somebody stand up. 'Cause on our own, we are headed down a dead end road. But our God is with us, so we they say we'll never make it, tell them again. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. So if you think you can't take it, and if you're feeling alone, together we can face it. So here we go. So here we go. We'll let them know. We'll let the whole world know.
Break that robot. Rest robot.
Yes, we can. And it's the reason that we raise our hands. And when we fall, we get it up again. So when they say we'll never make it, tell them again. Yes, we can. And it's the reason that we raise our hands. And when we fall, we get it up again. So when they say we'll never make it, tell them again. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
One last one.
Yes, we can.
Nice job. You guys are all awesome.
Well done. Well done. Very nice. And the more that you guys do, the more they'll get into it. So, thank you.
All right. You may have a seat. We're almost done. Any questions at this point? All right. On your way out, don't forget you're going to want to get an I Love My Church shirt, a gray I Love My Church, not a Kids Love My Church, okay? So don't forget that one. Whew. Sorry. I don't even know why I'm out of breath. I was in there talking to the tech guys. I didn't want to miss my favorite song, but I needed to talk with them. So the last thing we're going to do is I want to pray for this weekend. We're going to have a lot of people here, or not here, at the Civic, that have never been at our church before, maybe not been at any church before. 2 months ago, I had a dad show up. Never been in church in his life. He was dressed up in his tie and shirt, but he did not know what he was doing. He said, I came because my 3-year-old goes here, and he loves it, and I wanted to see what it's about. All right? His first exposure to church was hanging out in the preschool. All right? We're going to have people that come because, you know what? Well, it's not at a church. We used to be at a church where we did not have a church building. We met in a high school. We had a lot of people say, well, I would never go to church, but I'll go to the high school and hear that guy talk about God. You know, they didn't think of it as church. But a lot of people got saved because their defenses were down. We're going to have people that show up at the Civic because it doesn't feel quite so much like that church thing that they are opposed to. All right? And they're going to hear the Word of God, and God's Spirit can move in their life. That's up to the Spirit and them. But we want to do everything we can. We want to pray for the kids that are going to be in church for the first time. 50% of people who make a decision to follow Christ with their life do so before they're 18 years old. That's a big deal. So let's be praying for the kids that are here for the first time. The adults that are here that are going to be there for the first time. Pray for our new volunteers. How many of you first-timers again? We're going to be praying for you. All right? Praying for our veterans. Praying for our veterans. How many of you guys have been serving for a while? We're going to be praying for you guys too. Awesome. All right? We have... Okay, I mentioned that guy that came in first time. I actually played board games with that guy. I didn't know it until he showed up. That's why he showed up. I've got another friend I play board games with that is far from God. But he came last year because he was running sound for us. He got to hear the gospel message. We've got people, a pretty large production team come up from, I think, Oklahoma that's running all the lights and sound in the arena. Some of them are very unsaved. I guess you can't really be very unsaved, but they are far from God. They're going to get to hear the gospel. They're getting paid to be there, but you know what? There are going to be people that work for the Civic Center that are going to be in there. We would love for them to have extremely positive experiences. We had one person last year that just was the grumpiest person ever. But everybody that they interacted with all their grumpiness, showed love to them. I have to believe that's going to make an impact. So we want to do our very best to, even if they're being a pain in our behind, share God's love with them. Treat them the way Jesus would treat them. All right. So let's be aware that there are a lot of unsaved people around us there, and praying for them. Pray for those that are sharing the gospel message, the salvation message. Pastor David, myself, Mr. Ken, Mr. Stephen, where are you? He's not in this room. I don't know why he's not in this room. He's upstairs. Okay. We'll be sharing the gospel message, for the salvation message. Pray for them that they will not say the wrong thing. All right? That we will be obedient to the Spirit's leading and say the right words, and that they will hear the right words. All right? Pray for specifics. We are praying that 6,000 people would show up. Not because there's anything magical about the number 6,000 or because we get some special award if we get 6,000 people. Not at all. We just dreaming big. We want to reach as many people as possible, and we've picked a number that we're going to celebrate and aim for. So, we're going to pray collectively right here for just a few minutes. Is there someone that would be willing to lead us in prayer for the first-time kids? Anybody? Mr. Michael, thank you. First-time kids. Anybody that would be willing to pray for the first-time grown-ups? Josh, awesome. Thank you, sir. All right. Praying for all of our volunteers in children's and in the adults too. They count too. They do count too. All right. We'll pray for them too. All right. Anybody pray for all of our volunteers? Miss Dawn, thank you so much. All right. What about our production crews and the community? Thank you, Miss Danielle. All right. Praying for those that are going to be sharing the gospel story. Austin, thank you, sir. All right. And then I will close this at the end, all right? Can you turn off that monitor? Turn the master monitor volume down. It's the yellow knob on your far right. Far right, that's the left. There you go, thank you. All right. Miss Danielle, will you start us off?